I'm headed to the forests of Westphalia, 440 kilometers west of Berlin, to learn about Himmler's ultimate goal. And it all played out here at Wewelsburg Castle, the spiritual home of the SS.
What Himmler wants to do with the SS is to build it up into this elite unit, to be the model of northern Nordic Aryan manhood. Tall, blonde, athletic, intelligent, and Himmler really wants a castle, a Camelot, if you like, for my knights. Who are his knights? Members of the SS. And when he sees Wewelsburg, it just ticks all the boxes.
Himmler imagined Wewelsburg as a luxury retreat for SS leaders, where they would immerse themselves in Germanic legends and folklore. Today, the castle is a museum about the horrors the SS committed.
Yeah, maybe we go to the uniform.
Sure, let's do that.
Marcus Moors is the curator.
It's very striking. What was the significance of having a black uniform like this?
The black uniform should show the SS as an elitist part of the Nazi movement.
The SS uniform is one of the most iconic symbols of terror from World War II. It was designed to instill fear and make Himmler's officers feel superior. Himmler once boasted that the sight of an SS outfit was enough to make people fall ill.
The purpose of the SS is to exert violence, and this is, of course, a symbol of this violence.
I know it's just a uniform, but just seeing this thing up close and knowing what it represents, I just can't help but feel disgusted by it.
Rather than destroy this history, Marcus is determined to keep it alive so others don't forget.
Oh, wow.
They often play host to school groups who come here to learn the truth about Nazism.
I feel like I'm in a medieval hall. What is it?
This is called the Obergruppenführersaal, the Supreme Leaders of the SS Hall.
So it was specifically for the leadership of the SS?
For the leadership, for the highest generals and officers of the SS, right. Yeah.
I noticed there are 12 pillars. What do they represent?
We don't know it exactly. What maybe was in their minds is something like the legend of King Arthur and the 12 knights.
So this is like part of a twisted Arthurian legend, then?
He saw himself as the leader of some kind of successor of a medieval knights order.
The long-term goal of Wewelsburg was ultimately to become a kind of cathedral to Nazism. It was going to be a place where SS men would go to come and worship, if you like, the idea of the SS.
And at the heart of every religion are its symbols.
And what have we got here in the middle?
This ornament here in the middle of the Supreme Leaders Hall is known as the Black Sun.
The Black Sun?
The Black Sun, yeah.
What does this signify?
We don't know.
Do we have any idea?
The people who should stay here, or who should stand here, maybe should feel like standing
in the center of the world?
In the center of the world, in a symbolic way.
So is this symbol used by members of the far right or neo-Nazis today?
You can find it on websites in Australia, you can find it on the uniforms of Ukrainian nationalist militias, and the demonstrations of neo-Nazis in Charlottesville.
Yes.
There were flags with exactly this ornament here.
People were flying flags in America with this symbol on it.
Nazi symbols continue to play a huge role in modern-day fascism. And as I wrap up my visit to Wewelsburg, we find evidence the castle may still be a draw for today's extremists.
What's that?
On my visit to Wewelsburg Castle to learn more about Heinrich Himmler's ultimate ambitions for the SS, I am shocked to see some visitors could still be celebrating the Nazis instead of learning from their legacy of terror.
It looks as if someone has deliberately placed a swastika in the ground. Considering the dark past of this building connected to the history of the SS, it is really, really frightening How does it make you feel?
Well, of course, angry. We're an institution to educate people about what Nazism and the SS really were.
How important is it for you to ensure that this place does not become a Nazi shrine?
Well, that's what we are working for, of course, what Nazism really meant. It's the persecution of people, it's the hurting of people, it's the killing of people. There is no positive way of thinking about Nazism that is possible.